I'm MWG and let's get right into the winter. Let's talk about Winter Storm Grayson because what a storm that winter storm was. People were calling it BAMO Cyclone, BAMO Genesis, Storm of the Year, of the Century. Well, it's not many of those things, but wow, what a storm. Winter Storm Grayson for sure 100% overachieved than a regular nor'eastern. It was above average nor'eastern, bringing 20 inches in some places of snowfall. Just like in my thumbnail a couple days ago, so it wasn't clickbait. Well, it kind of was. I mean, gotta add a little clickbait in there, but up to 20 inches of snow possible, it happened. Some people, especially in the Northeast, say Winter Storm Grayson matched the 1978 blizzard. I don't know if it was there, but it sure was close. Looking back at it, the 1978 nor'eastern had a little bit more storm surge, but the storm surge that Grayson brought is nothing to be messed with. And I'm gonna say it right now, no storm is gonna match the rest this winter season. No storm can top Winter Storm Grayson. Grayson truly was the I-95 winter storm, bringing effects all the way from Jacksonville, Florida, all the way to Maine. And yes, from Florida all the way to Maine. That's how far-reaching Grayson was. Let's roll the rewind on Winter Storm Grayson and talk about its early hours of BAMO Genesis, supposedly, right? Let me get this out of the way right now because people were overclaiming this term BAMO Genesis. BAMO Genesis just means that the pressure in 24 hours lowered 24 millibars or more. And in this case, Grayson lowered 56 approximately millibars. So you can say Grayson rapidly strengthened. So this was a low pressure you do not want to mess with. And you can sure see the effects that Grayson did to the Northeast. But now let's talk about the South. The South is kind of used to these ice storms, but not all the way down in the panhandle of Florida. And this time, that's where the ice started to accumulate. In the last video, I said ice was gonna really accumulate in this little triangle. That was from Brunswick, Georgia to Jacksonville, and then from Jacksonville to Tallahassee, and then Tallahassee to Brunswick. But in that little triangle, ice was going to accumulate. Ice really accumulated in that little triangle, especially for cities like Lake City. It was like an ice storm there, and in Florida, they're not used to it at all. But if you're just a little tad west of Lake City, you have gotten some snow, and that's what happened in Tallahassee, getting their first accumulative snowfall in over 28 years. Wow, what a historic event for them. But the snowfall did not stop there. It went all across I-95, starting in Brunswick, Georgia, getting about 30 inches, and then going to Charleston, and then etc. Officially, in the end, Charleston, South Carolina recorded 5.3 inches of snow. So they almost hit that 6-inch mark. But that 5.3 inches making it the third snowiest day ever in Charleston history. So this was a historic storm on many different levels. Then the snow really started to pick up in eastern North Carolina. That's because the low pressure was undergoing BAMO Genesis and it was getting all that power. But some places in eastern North Carolina got up to 8 inches of snow, and it wasn't stopping there for sure. Norfolk, Virginia even went under a blizzard warning for some time, but in the end it wasn't officially a blizzard. Only Block Island got the official blizzard label. But blizzard warnings were up for many areas on the New England coast and even the Virginian coast. Both Washington, D.C. and New York City overachieved what I said last video of them getting just 1 to 3 inches. New York City got about 6 inches. Washington, D.C. got about 3 to 2, which is overachieving for sure. But then once you get to New England, that's where the snow started to accumulate for sure. And that's when you started to get that dangerous storm surge. You do not want storm surge in any event possible. Cities like Hartford, Providence, and Boston got up to around 10 to 13 inches of snow. This was for sure enough to shut down schools for a day, probably a day or two, shut down the whole city for a little minute. But that was a lot of snow. But that wasn't the major takeaway from Grayson. That was the storm surge. And the storm surge was caused by the crazy amount of wind with Winter Storm Grayson. Some places were recording up to 70 mile per hour gust. That's around hurricane level gust. And this was just a kind of nor'eastern per se. I mean, some people were calling it winter hurricane. And I kind of think it deserves that name. 13 inches of snow, a lot of storm surge. Kind of looks like a winter hurricane overall. Some spotty places in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut for sure saw about 20 inches, if not just about up there, so 17, 18, 19. But the major takeaway from this event was the dangerous storm surge in some coastal areas. If you had to summarize Winter Storm Grayson in just like one little bullet, you would say storm surge in New England. Almost historic, because that's what it was. It was almost historic, almost breaking all records. That's how dangerous it was. 2 to 3 feet of storm surge in some places, which is absolutely crazy for just a nor'easter. This doesn't normally happen. But in the end, hopefully many of you enjoyed the free day, snow day off. Maybe you enjoyed playing in the snow, whatever. Take the most away from a winter storm, because it is a hurricane. You're not going to lose power, which, I mean, some places do lose power. But overall, this isn't as bad as a hurricane. So take it as it is for Winter Storm Grayson. And I just noticed I didn't plug in my microphone, so the audio on this video is going to sound like poop. Wish I plugged it in, but I'm not going to redo it for that reason. Hopefully you guys understand for that. Make sure you smash the subscribe button right here to stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.